So what you want to get yourself is organised. Everything's in here that I don't want to lose. I've got my ragworm here. I just fold it over. I just like put a bit of weight there. Get yourself, I bring this with me, a small piece of wood. You might be lucky enough to find something on the beach. If not, cut yourself something like a short length of pallet wood, then you can put your bait on there. Instead of blunting your knife, you're cutting into the board. And if I do have a cook up and use a fire, that can actually go on the fire. I like this one. This was sent to me by Steve from Fife. Just a basic, really basic knife, but it's orange. The only thing I don't like about it, although it's a good safety factor I suppose, is that little clip bit there. Right, that's fine, it's lovely, safe, but it's a pain when it's really cold trying to get that off carefully without cutting yourself. But you know, I do like it, and obviously it's got rings. I suppose you can put it on a lander if you want. Keep your bait close by. The squid's here. If it was sunny, it would be in a box. It's the winter. So there we go, all the way from Monterey, California. I'm using Californian squid. Frozen a couple of times, I feel. So out there I've got squid and ragworm, bit of mixture of both. So, you know, set yourself up so you're a little bit organised. I'm not great, but I rake this out the shingle here because it's on a slope, so it's flat for my chair. And then I can get my chair, and I always, if I can, put this up just to keep the wind off. I'd rather be tipping forward. If I just rake a slot out there, I can actually, oh, lovely jubbly. I can sit, and as you can say, I can sit, and as you see, the view from my office is superb. No blue sky, a very leaden cold winter sky. I'm fishing at the time, it's not going to be great this time of year. November, December can be pretty good. January, February, generally not good. Used to be flounders, prime time for flounders up the rivers years ago. I don't know about now though. So I'm fishing for anything, but I'm doing something just very slightly different to my normal rigs. I've got my small hook whacking oyster rig out there. I normally put a big bait out, but I've gone by that. I just want to catch anything, because I've had about 3 weeks at least, maybe longer, without fishing, without catching anything. I just haven't bothered going because it's been cold. But today I've got the wind off my back. Now I've got, just to give you guys, it's just gone 2 o'clock. High tide is around 5. 5 o'clock is just getting dark here. So I've got 3 hours of the tide flooding in with daylight and going to low light. And then I've got another 3 hours, definitely I will stay 3 hours into dark. And I believe that's when I should pick a few fish up. But you know, small hooks out there, some squid, some comboed squid and rag, only very small ragworm they are. And this time of year they can actually be soft and green where they're spawning. I guess they, you know, generally we wouldn't use them for bait, but if that's all you can get, that's all you can get. So it's fishing for anything, but I don't hold out much hope until top of the tide, and or, I've said it before, the tide ebbing with the tide meeting darkness. And there's a moon coming up. I'm hoping the cloud will kill it off. There's another guy fishing up to the right. He was there when I first came, so one assumes he's fishing to high water as well. I've always liked the ebb tide going down. Going to see what I can cook up. That'll be a surprise. And the method in which I hope to cook it up, I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll catch up with that later. I don't get it. It's a weekend and nobody's fishing. Just one guy is all I can see. Maybe they're coming down for night time. My problem is, I live 50 miles from the sea. I can't just pop down like some local and pick the best tides. Ideally, I would like to fish on a spring tide. That's a big tide, a lot of movement. But that means generally down here about midday or midnight. Midday was middle of the day. It's still not, might be too good. And midnight means I don't get up till 3 in the morning. Years ago, I would do it no problem and have done it. Older in years, no. So I've tried to pick a tide to give me a bit of darkness, even though it's halfway, you know, between big tides and small tides. Is what we call sort of half and half. Small tides, really not a lot of movement. But you never know. You've got to be in it to win it. So on the walk back to the car to get even more gear, I thought I'd just show you. These are the sort of flood barriers. Now they were there like 60, 70 years ago. These sort of things along the front of the houses there, because obviously ocean front, they get storms that come over the top.
And they've got these about 24 inches, like a 2-foot high barrier. There you can see the seas just over the other side of that beach here, which is built up. And here they've got proper flood barriers built with aluminium, sheeting really that can be dropped in there. And that is for access to the beach for emergencies, I would guess. If not, the water would channel straight back down there into all the housing estate below.
The thing is, one of the theories that we had on our comments page on another beach one was about this south coast down here. When I was a kid, it used to be, look, it was never been blindingly good, but it's always been fairly consistent on worm baits, I would say, and throws up the occasional decent fish, cod, bass, whatever. Very, very small congers, I find, and rare. I've never caught one. But this guy came up with a theory. He said before 1987, or about 1987, he wrote in there, it was around 1987 they started reinforcing all the beach here, because obviously maybe they knew then about rising sea levels or just general degradation of the embankments behind. So they're trying to protect the properties. Now they've got some rocks down there and they don't seem too bad, great big giant huge rocks, whatever they're made of. I don't think they're granite, I don't know what they're made of. But the thing is, with rising sea levels through global warming, it is going to get higher and higher, and since 1987 they've been putting shingle up here. Now what he was saying, this shingle was never here before along the main casting area for shore fishermen. It was just nice sand, a good ecology, lots of shellfish, crustaceans and stuff like that. I get it, I know, because we used to fish with slipper limpets years ago. Now he's saying, because they go out and they suck all these, and I've talked to other guys about this, they suck all the stones out to get reinforced beach. They don't put it in sand, they're just spraying all these stones and stuff up there. That's changed the ecology of the beach. And I start thinking, well, they can't just pick a stone up, can they? Like this off the seabed when they're dredging. They're going to pick in a load of sediment up as well, and sand, and very fine mud maybe. So a previous film, I saw them spraying it all up on the beach to build this embankment up to protect the properties behind from the sea going over. Sea defences, I'm going to call them. I could see a massive millions and millions of tons of big shingle, these things, look, big ones. Like this, I can see those there, no problem. Eventually the sea will come up and it'll just wash them all back again. But I'm thinking maybe the sediment falls out, and that sediment and mud has gone onto the ecology of the seabed for, who knows, I'm going to say half a mile, I don't know. How does that fit with you guys? Do you think that's happened? Because something's happened down here, 100%. I know we got sewage pollution big time, we all know that. They pump it in both estuaries, I think, and it just works its way round, and it probably comes around the front of the bay here and settles. But there's just not the seabed life that there used to be. And talking to people that do snorkeling, a little bit of scuba inside scuba diving, say, you know, there's rarely much out there, especially in the winter months. So there's a theory, people. I've had one little tiny tap, that's why I'm having this chat now. Is that what it is? The sea defences have actually caused the degradation of the lower part of where we would cast our baits 100 yards out from, say, low water. Interesting theories. Anybody got any theories on it? Do you think that's right? Well, it must be right, because I haven't caught any fish. One bite, tap tap, gone. I think I'm going to bait up with all worms now, guys. It is 3:30, hour and a half before dark, small tides, not going to be great. I'm banking on getting something out in the dark, so I think I'll put some worms out. Somebody's burning some toxic plastic and that, I can smell. Well, I think this is just the lead banging. Might be a fish on there. Live in hope, beach fishermen. Always live in hope. Vain hope normally, but you never know. I think it's just the grip lead's not tripped out. Yeah, it stopped bumping now. It was a little bit heavy. I think it's some weed on there. Stripped. So I've been sitting there for half an hour with nothing. Wow, somebody's burning coal or something. Just smelled like a sort of sulphur smell up there. So the worms, a lot of small worms there, so I think I can use them just singly. This one, I've got little sequins and beads on, you can see there, and the eyes and half of a head of a skeleton, of a squid, leftover skeleton. This one's got a little blade on it which won't spin, but being daylight it might attract something. Single worm, a bead and sequins, grip lead, out it goes. It's getting cold now. Need a fish to warm me up. Now, it may well be crabs that's stripping those hooks. Who knows? And I'm guessing the tide's only going to come up to there somewhere. Kaboom. Plenty far enough for a fish, I know. And I think the cloud will probably keep that temperature up a little bit. That left hand one I have had a couple of taps on, in fairness. These baits, wait for this, have been out there hour and a half. Just leave that there for a minute, because I've got a bit of a, I think it's a bit of a slack liner here. There might actually be something on there. I've got a feeling there might be a fish here, I don't know. Wonders never cease. Now it feels a bit light now. Definitely had a bite there at one stage. No, there's nothing on there, it's too light. Fresh baits, dusk. I think the chances are coming my way, hopefully. There's nothing on there, no bait on there. Might have just been crabs. Stripped clean. I've got a 2-hook rig there. I'm hopeful. I'm still, well, I'm always hopeful on the beach. You people know that. Always live in hope. The vain hope something's going to come. Got big lead on this, doesn't make any difference getting out. It's just a 3 hook. We're going to put all worms on this one. Very, very, they're small worms and they're slippery and slimy, but they're actually quite firm, to be honest. I've got a feeling they're probably freshly dug local ones, I don't know. I didn't ask the guy in the tackle shop for their provenance. Bait is bait. Not particularly lively. God, they are small. Barely get them on the hook. I think something like that I need to just tip off with a bit of squid. Might be one decent cod out there, you never know. God, what a dreamer. What a dreamer. Well, boys, everything comes to he who waits. Look at this one. This is a beaut. Just saw a rod rattling bite. There we go. What a beauty. Really, really big, and you can see right through it. Big flatty, big dab. I could take it home and eat it. Do you know what? His lip hook there, bit of squid. That's what he's taken. I'm actually going to let him go. Wow, nice fish. And the last one of those, I ate. That is well pleased with that. And in daylight as well. Let's get it back. And I'm going to film me going back, because there are people who go, never put it back. I am. Come with me. There he is. That is a spanker. Well in eating range, that one. I've got grub with me, otherwise he'd be going in the frying pan. Come on, buddy. Up he goes. There he goes, turned up the right way. And gone. Bait out again. A few waves coming, I think that's from a boat. Probably from that trawler over there. Yeehaw! That's worth getting out of bed for. Then he must be whiting. You're going to be shredding the bait, so I'm going to crank one in, I think. The baits are getting stripped. I'm going to put some squid on as well. As I thought, guys, whiting, quite small, quite a thin one actually. It's quite a thin whiting, that one, and that must be well, it's a greedy one. I think he's actually gone for 2 hooks, which is handy for me. Yeah, he's got both hooks there, but that I've missed a couple of others as well. Might even have had them on and lost them, you know what I mean? You can never tell. Get this guy off, I'll get him back. I think he's got all 3 hooks. It's really not his lucky day. Squid that time, bit of squid and rag. Well, listen, I know they're not big fish, I realise that, but it's better than nothing. Still going on the whiting, people. Let's move that camera around. Small ones, not quite pin whiting, just small whiting. He's throated that. Well, catching those whiting have given me a bit of an appetite. So, we're going to have to cook something up. One sandwich, I've eaten that in the car on the way down. As you know, I like a beach fire. We're going to do a beach fire with a difference. Hopefully, I can light a fire and cook something on this. You can see what it is. It's a piece of tree trunk with a wire band at the bottom. I might have cut it a bit tight. I've cut 3/4 of the way through down here on that shape there, you can see. And normally they would burn from the inside. It's called a Swedish Fire Torch, but I've cooked on it. If I can get it going, there's a good chance I can fry something up. And I'm fancying a nice sausage and egg back with tomato ketchup. Bites have gone slow, missed a few, probably miss a few more now to start this. I'm just going to see if I can get it going. Got a little bit of magic juice, hopefully, just catch that. I've probably got the smoke blowing totally the wrong way. The idea is that it burns down the middle, so we'll see how far it goes. If not, I'll just chop it up somehow and make a fire of it. Well, it seems to be wanting to go anyway. This is a Silver Birch. It's about 4 years old. It's been in the greenhouse, so I know it's dry. Just hope it starts to burn down the centre there. It's got to burn down the middle. Well folks, let's turn that round. I haven't caught one of these for a very long time. That is, just check it's not a weaver. It's a rockling. Generally a very bad sign when you're beach fishing, I find. If they're getting to the bait, it means there's nothing much else out there. But there we go, little chappy. Quite fat actually, the whiting I had was thin. But that's a little rockling. So another species. 3 species, and Fire Torch is just about to combust totally, so I better get my frying pan going. You can see down there
It burns from the inside out, the Swedish Fire Torch. And very hot as well. It's not what you call a controlled heat cooking. Down there you can see the wire holding it together, and I put the cuts down there a good 3/4 of the way. This is probably one of the better Swedish fire torches I've actually made, but it is about 4 years old in the greenhouse, so it's super dry. It's going to burn quickly. Check there's no bites up there. Not that I could see in the smoke, but still. There we go, folks. Sausage and egg bap. Well, I'm getting bites up there now, people. I've missed loads because I've been cooking. But I just thought I'd show you before it goes right out how that burns right through in the centre there. I'll come over the top without setting my moustache alight. You might be able to see it. Very hot. So that, folks, is a Swedish fire torch. And you know, I don't really know whether they use it for heat, light, or for cooking, or all three. I think I've got a whiting on the end of the line. I'm going to wind it in. There we go, folks. The small ones, 2 at a time now.
I get these guys unhooked. They do seem very thin compared with, say, a month or so ago. And I'm surprised, to be honest, it's not cod around eating these guys. This is absolutely, if we were boat fishing, one of those would be going back down for cod. Well, a few worms left, by which time the old fire torch will have burnt out. Turn this off, people, still going. Whiting 2 at a time. They do like this rig. And there you go. Fish to be caught, has to be said. Mind you, that cook-up wasn't exactly my finest hour, but it's gone in my tummy. I'm just hoping it doesn't come back. A lot of whiting out there now. Last wind in, guys. It feels like I've got some company. Indeed, let's tune this down a bit for you. There you go. What's that, 15, 18 whiting, maybe 20. Oh, I love it, me. I'm out of worms now. Burned all the paper off, the old paper and the rubbish. So that's the last wind in. In fact, I've got 2 to go. So thanks for watching Totally Awesome Fishing Show. We'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to watch TA Outdoors. And well, fingers crossed, I get those fire torches dried out and have another cook up with them. Get these guys back. Last cast. I love them. Oh dear. Second one. No lies. Another 2 whiting. Well, am I going to get lucky on the 3rd and last wind in? Let's find out. There we go. Different reel, different rod. Probably same whiting. I keep throwing him back and catching him. That's 5 whiting on the last wind in. What's to say I've had 20, 22, 20, certainly out to 20 now. So thanks for watching the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. Get this guy back and we'll see you in the next programme.